Hey y'all, it's November the 11th, 2015, and I brought y'all some headlines you might want to listen to. It's what's popping in the streets. Now, first off, there's an 8-year-old boy who's been taken in for murder. The murder of a 1-year-old little girl over in Birmingham, Alabama. Um, Detectives say that 1-year-old Kelsia Lewis was left at home in the care of several children ranging in age 2 to 8, while the mother and homeowner went to a nightclub, perhaps Bella Noche, on October the 11th. All right. Uh, these kids, I believe it was 5 kids who belonged to one female who was the homeowner, and then there was the 1-year-old daughter, Kelsey, and she actually belonged to a different lady by the name of Katera Lewis. They thought it was a great idea to go out clubbing to Bella Noche, and the very oldest kid in the group who they left unsupervised at nighttime was 8 years old. And I don't really have to explain very much about this situation, do I? No, I don't. But one thing I would like to throw in there is, according to sources, from what I heard, this lady, this ugly person who's up there for you to feast your eyes on, uh, according to sources, she bonded out for a grand whopping total of $15,000. I don't know where she got $15,000 from, but that's what she did, according to sources. And those same sources said that she also had a GoFundMe account already for the burial of her little daughter. All right, a GoFundMe. And now, if those allegations are true, the page has been taken down. But let me remind you, 15,000 to bond out of jail, you're probably going to go back to jail. More than likely, hopefully. I really can't say. But you automatically start a GoFundMe for the burial of your child. This thing is starting to happen every week or so. Every week or so, we're seeing the same type of ladies, single mothers, certain demographic of them, and their kids come up dead or missing or murdered, and they have a GoFundMe automatically. How is that possible? Anyway, Missouri University is becoming a very fantastical nightmare. Now, you probably already know about, the president resigning for what looks like no good reason. Now, the thing is, what I'm willing to bet is that there is a good reason. They're not telling you what it is. It has nothing to do with some sort of swastika written on a bathroom wall. So they're playing games, and so it's becoming even more fantastical as of recently. Uh, Hunter Hunter M. Park, and why we got to know his middle initial. Why do we always have to know their middle initial? I will never ever know. But he was taken into custody after going on to social media, a website called Yik Yak, in which people leave up like post-its for other people on campus to see. Now, I looked into it because they don't tell you right away, but what Hunter M. Parker put on this social media um, forum called Yik Yak, what he put on there, I saw a freeze frame picture of his text, which was, "Some of you are all right. Don't go to campus tomorrow." And now, this wasn't even a student of the university at all, but he wrote that on the Yik Yak forum. All right. Um, the thing is, that does sound pretty ominous. If he did in fact say this, then he should be investigated. But I cannot help but wonder. I'm sorry about that. If there was any sort of context around what he put, did he put anything else, or did he just seriously go on a yik yak? and type in some of y'all are all right. Don't go to campus tomorrow. Like that's almost a sentence fragment. It doesn't make sense. So I gotta wonder. Melissa Clark, she was the lady probably conducting most of the aggression over at this weird hobo village protest. And the aggression was pointed towards some Asian folks, but that's clearly not racist. All right, Melissa Click, who looks wild-eyed, who looks thirsty for power. You've seen her aggressively confronting a journalism student covering the campus protest, which does seem like that's what he's doing. Come to find out, this crazy tempered, strung out old lady, she actually works in the communications department and she teaches mass media over the communications department. Now, she was on a special uh, board or something like that. She held a special spot or whatever. She had to resign that spot. Meanwhile, she still teaches communications at that university, and she's actually, in fact, a great person. It's just that she's not responsible for her actions in public. All right. Also, at the GOP debate, you might have seen Black Lives Matters. First of all, they proved two things. You see a picture of this guy right here. Prove two things. One thing is no one has ever looked cool with a bow tie since Malcolm X. All right. Period. That's the end of the story. Secondly, also proves the Black Lives Matters movement once again proves to everybody that the best thing that they're doing, the best thing that they're capable of doing, is stepping all over something and burning it. Anyways, moving on. All right, Bob Dole, and he endorses publicly Jeb Bush. Honestly, I was shocked by that. I was quite shocked by it. Not because somebody still endorses Jeb Bush. That's not what shocked me so much. As I was more shocked by the fact that Bob Dole is still alive. Oh my God, he's alive. Check out that picture. All right. This old man was an old man back when I was a little boy. All right. Yeah, he more than likely shits on himself and is spoon fed his meals, but he does endorse a Jeb Bush. That's fantastic. Also in the news, according to Yahoo News, I don't know where they got it from. According to them, there was a stressed cleric who smashed a statue of Jesus. Let that sink in. John Jacques Leroy, who's 55 years old, a priest in the Pleston Les Greaves in Brittany, whatever the fuck that is, shouted out, according to the witnesses, shouted out one less. He shouted out the words one less as he threw a statue of Jesus to the ground last Thursday during a visit. That's not even like, I mean, he's not even in his own place. He's just going to other people's places, visiting their sacred art commission, smashing statues of Jesus to the ground and saying one last. Before I even continue on to something else, I just want to add that if I ever saw John Jacques Leroy, I would thoroughly smash my foot upon his chest. And I would do so while laughing. I can't wait to get the opportunity to do so. What kind of crazy mutant do y'all have? As priest, he's supposed to go up in front of some other priest and apologize for it. Damn apologies. I'm gonna apologize a foot up into your chest. Anyways, let's just move on from there. There's a movie called Concussion. All the NFL fans probably know about it. It's a movie called Concussion. What it says about Los Angeles AP, what they say about concussion is this: um, it delivers a hard hit to the NFL as it deals with data linking repeated blows to the head of its players to probably dying pretty soon. Now, let me tell you something that I've been telling you. Let me tell you something that you already know. The NFL, a certain percentage of it are down low homosexuals, meaning that they're homosexuals, but not only that, they're so embarrassed that they do not reveal it. Also, it's guaranteed it has murderers in it, which, there's a lot of murderers, and sometimes people murder for different reasons, but guaranteed there's murderers up in it. There's guaranteed drug dealers up in it, and absolutely guaranteed drug users up in it. Period. All the time, every day. And I'm not saying that you're bad for watching it. Go ahead and watch it, but understand that that's what's out there that you're watching. It's in no way someone to idolize or something like that. You got things like bounties, and I know some of y'all forgot what those are. You got things like bounties. All right, so with all these things, I really got to doubt that Los Angeles AP has any idea what they're talking about when they say that Concussion, a movie about concussions, is going to do anything to stop the NFL from entertaining who it likes to entertain. Now, the thing is, the NFL is losing mad ratings because they are actually losing people, but there's some people who are clinging to the NFL with all their life force because they have nothing else at all. So that's not going to stop them. Anyway, according to the Sun, this is a media outlet. They report that there is a superstar womanizer who has HIV who's on the loose and he's running around giving people HIV. They're not going to reveal his name, however, um, to protect their legal assets. Right? But if there is, in fact, what they're saying that there is a superstar womanizer who has HIV who's running around giving it to other people, including famous people, and they're dropping their careers. I mean, you can look. They know all the people who they're talking about, but yet they can't put their names out on there. And it seems obvious to it if you think about it for more than 2 seconds. It seems obvious that if this is true, well then the Sun, or whatever it's called, the Sun, y'all are complicit in the act of this person recklessly going out and harming people. And that's kind of incriminating, don't you think? Let's see what else I can get to before 15 minutes. I don't like to go over 15 minutes. I might even have to make another video because there's a lot of stuff out there. All right. Real quick before I get out of here, um, there was a play put on in Ohio University, a production at of Katori Hall's acclaimed play, The Mountaintop. Katori Hall read a play called The Mountaintop, and then a director out of Ohio University, he put on the play, and his name was Oatman, Michael Oatman, and he double casted the role for MLK. Uh, this sparked outrage by the person who wrote it. He was outraged by it that one of the roles was actually a white person, it was played by a white person. It's kind of like that Bob Dylan movie where he gets played by all sorts of different characters. It's kind of like that, so there's only two characters. And this outraged the writer of the play. Thought it was an outrage. How could this man do that? He's silencing black people. He's trivializing black people and their issues. The director of the play at Ohio State University, he was also black, and none of that makes sense. Anyways, I might have to make another video. I'll be right back. Hold on, I'll be right back.